Where are your glasses?
I left them at work.
Where's work?
In Bootle.
Where's Bootle?
Fuck knows.
Good job.
Yeah, I've got skills. Hello and welcome to episode 16 of the Pomcast. I'm Jared.
I'm David.
Oh, you were so close to pronouncing your name correctly. We've been going over this all week.
David.
David will do.
David.
This is...
David.
Nope, so this is David. This is David.
I'm David Holland, and you are Yarrow.
It's Jared.
Jared Andley.
Jared Andley. Yes.
Yarrow Andley.
And, yeah, we actually planned this week. I actually wrote stuff down.
Shh, don't tell them.
Why not?
I like to maintain an air of mystery about the show.
I think that's something you may carry on with your life, to be honest. You do try and carry off the air of mystery.
Shh, don't tell them that.
Okay. David's not a man of mystery. He's
an international man of mystery. I'm actually Austin Powers from the movie Austin Powers.
So who won the war, Austin?
Finally, those capitalist bastards will pay for what they've done.
Austin, we won.
Oh, yay capitalism. Groovy.
Best part of that movie, just a little jab at the rest of society. So, yeah, we've actually done some planning. I've written stuff down that David can't read.
Is that Russian?
No,
Are you Russian intelligence?
No, I'm not
Are
Russian
you
intelligence.
mad?
I just have a very different way of writing English.
Badly.
I can read it.
Okay.
There's other bits in this pad that I can read that.
Great, I haven't actually tried. And I'm not going to.
Okay. That's good because it's a plan for something else that doesn't need to be read yet.
Great, have you written a book yet?
No!
Okay.
And that this is where we're... A good way to kick off. We've flapped about for a minute and a half and now we're here.
You know how to say write a book in Swedish?
Swedish? No, I don't actually know how to...
Skriv en book.
That's far more dramatic.
Yes, skriv.
Skriv.
Is right.
Skriv.
Skriv in the book.
Skriv in bok.
Buck. I don't know. Be okay.
Bok. Bok joy.
I don't know, they have weird ways of pronouncing things in Swedish.
It's a good thing. It's got to keep you on your toes. You have to learn it.
Sometimes S and K makes a sound.
I can't really make that noise if I'm
Yeah,
honest.
me neither. And it's hard to know exactly what that's meant to sound like through an AI trying to say it on a computer.
Yeah, she does occasionally sound Welsh, which is quite funny. Oh, very bad at speaking Swedish.
Anyway, Skrivenbock.
Yes, so I have admittedly been struggling with the original concept for my book for a little while. I haven't read...
Blue.
Yellow. I haven't actually written anything down for it for a little while now. I haven't concentrated on it. I haven't typed anything out. I think the most that I've done in the last 2 months with it is written 5 words and then shut my laptop.
Congratulations.
So I'm a bit stuck, and I wasn't actually sure why until I stumbled across a video this morning before I went to work about creativity.
How'd you find it?
Since YouTube is a wonderful thing when the algorithms work and YouTube doesn't, just randomly unsubscribe you from things that you watch. There's a number of people that I watch on YouTube, and they're part of bigger networks, and they have people that work for them that edit videos. In this circumstance, and I will put the link to the video in the description below. The person who made it his name is Elliot.
Elliot.
He is on YouTube as Elliot Explicit, and he is the editor of Tom
Scar.
Tom Scar. What's his last name again?
Thomas Ridgewell.
Ridgewell. Ridgewell. Elliot is the editor of Tom's videos, and David and I are quite a big fan of Tom Scar.
That was sort of Thomas Ridgewell. Thomas Ridge very well.
Oh, yes.
So, I'm sure he's made that joke at some point, but if he hasn't, I'm going to tweet it.
Yeah. So we watch Tomsker a lot, and Elliot crops up in his videos a lot.
As a sexy sheep.
He says a sexy sheep.
Oh, man.
That was a weird last week.
Thick boy and the sexy sheep. So good.
And Pac-Man Eddie. But we follow them, and I subscribe to Elliot on YouTube, and he doesn't do a lot of videos, but what he does is quite...
Thought-provoking.
Yeah, it's thought-provoking. Some of it is
deep.
a little bit profound for somebody... He's my age, he's 24, and he's been making videos for quite a while. He's been touching a lot of subjects about people getting started with the creative process. And the video I saw this morning, it's only about 4 minutes long, but it's like a little bit of a kick in the gut to say, don't get blocked by your imperfections in your creativity. It's okay to... Nobody but you knows what your ideals are with your creative idea.
Unless you tell them.
Unless you tell them.
Which is a bad idea.
Yes.
Because you see people all the time, it's like, I'm going to do this. It's like, oh, great, that's really cool, yeah. And then they just don't do it. Yeah. But they've already got the praise for telling people they're going to do it.
And that's the thing. It's a process, and that's something that I've definitely had to learn. And it made me think and go, all right, I need to just stop worrying about what the outcome of this is going to be, because I haven't written for quite a long time, and it's still something that I'm working on. I'm not very good at it. So I just need to do it and work from there. And it's nice to find a video or somebody that's struggling with the same thing, just to make you realize that you're not the only person in the world that's struggling with that. And that's a good thing. And I think that's one of the benefits of social media, is that you can find people going through the same thing that have then already come to a conclusion.
Yeah, but you've got to swim through a sea of shit to get there, but that's all right.
I think that can be said for everything in life, though. You do have to...
We swim.
Yes.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Stay with him.
Everybody's feeding off the shit as well. That's the problem.
Oh, no.
People do latch on to the shit in the ocean. So
just sort of all mobs together in this one big shitty garbage thing. Where is that? Somewhere in the Pacific, isn't it?
It's near the US, I think, now, or it's up near Alaska or that area, I think.
Is it the US?
It may possibly be the US.
Oh my god.
And on top of that mound is Donald Trump's hair.
Just his hair.
Just his hair. The rest of it's buried deep. It's just a robot, a really poorly programmed robot that's been wandering the globe and is apparently president of the United States.
Segways are weird.
Segways are weird. So, the idea of this video and what I'm taking from it is to not be blocked by imperfection. And for me, that's my book. I think for what I thought that you've been doing with that is revisiting old pieces of music that you've written that have been stored away in the vault of the hard drive.
Yes. From two computers ago.
Yes.
How I measure time in terms of compute. No, it was about... A lot of them are from around 2012, 2013. One from like 2014. But there's about 8 of them, I think, which I've just opened up and been like, hey, yeah, this is pretty good. I could do something stupid with this. And then I've been doing that. It just takes a while because...
Well, it does. You've got something that's now... The oldest one is 5 years old. It's pretty archaic in terms of projects.
Yeah, but it's easier than starting from scratch.
That's true. That is true.
I just started it 5 years ago and made it for like 20 minutes and then left it to gather.
You left it to fortify and...
Fester.
Yeah.
To...
Like a good wine. You wanted it mature, like good cheese.
But I was younger then, so it would be less mature.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, it doesn't really work like that.
No, it doesn't work like that, does it? It doesn't really work for book ideas, to be honest, either.
Stuff that you've written ages ago, it's not going to age well.
No, it doesn't. There are things that are timeless. There are books that are timeless. There's many that you can buy.
For example, no. I was going to say the dictionary, but that goes through a lot of changes.
It has been through a lot of changes and is getting worse because of, in my opinion, it's getting worse from accepting more slang instead of
Has legit
combing through
been
it.
added to the dictionary yet?
I think so, and that makes me very sad. But yes, I think with books, because I'm definitely struggling with it. Mine is
It's legit.
Stop it. Because my story idea is something that I came up with a number of years ago, and that has refined to the point now where I don't actually think, really, in the grand scheme of things, I'm going to be able to finish it. Because I think that's been the problem with it. It's never really had a finished point. Whereas now there's another one that kind of does, so I'll get over my imperfections with that. But that'll be fine. So, you may be able to hear a little bit of clicking in the background.
Sorry. Continue.
Well, David...
Get to this later.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll put that one on the back burner. As a pig gets drawn. We shall move on to an article that David just sent me before, which is it's titled... Bring it back up on the screen. The mere presence of your smartphone reduces brain power, a study shows. Now, this is from the news page of the University of Texas at Austin, and it summarizes a study that a number of people have been working on with regards to 800 participants. Now, that is a fairly large study when you think about it. That is a good sample size to work off. It gives you some good data. And what the study came to the conclusion of is that you lose brain capacity. You lose brain capacity when your phone is near you. It doesn't matter whether it's in your pocket, whether it's on the desk, whether it's on or off, or whether it's on silent or loud. You lose brain capacity when it is nearby and you are trying to concentrate on something else.
So the participants were asked to do some work on a computer that required a lot of focus and that sort of paying attention.
Yes.
What?
David, come back.
Sorry. I got. Just gonna check my phone. Where is it? It's in my pocket. It's fine. It's all good. Comedy. That's a comedy bit.
Okay. Yep. Go on. Mark your comedy down there. I'll just
just
-1.
Oh, we should do points.
We should do points. Anyway,
get totally lost focus.
What David was trying to say, as the perfect example of having his phone in his pocket. So the article came to the conclusion that those people that did these tests, that had their phone in a completely different room, performed so much better than the people... Significantly better than those that had their phone near them. Now, the people that had it on the desk, whether it was face up or face down, they were the worst performers because they could see it. People that had it in their pockets, whether it was on or off, performed marginally better than them. But if it was in another room, these participants didn't lose brain capacity. They were able to fully concentrate on what they were doing. And that is so telling. I'm so glad that this study has confirmed something that I know that I have known for so long. It's just it vindicates me just that little bit.
Yeah.
Why did you show me? Because I'm now going to use that in everything.
You're like, refer to this article about why I'm correct. Give me your phone.
Yes.
So if you want to concentrate on something, just put your phone in the toilet.
Yeah.
Because you don't need it.
No, you really don't need it. Just...
Unless you're concentrating on something...
On your phone.
Yeah.
And they are wonderful
pieces... But don't do that.
They are wonderful pieces of information. They offer wonderful pieces of information. You can read emails on them. You can read this article on it.
My God. You can listen to this podcast on your phone.
Go to orpheum.com. And... I understand that they are now important parts of what we do, but if you're trying to concentrate on something else, just put it nowhere near you. Put it in a bin. Roll over it with a rolling pin. Something. I don't care.
A rolling pin.
But yes.
Strap it to a pony and fly it off into the space.
Into the space?
Yeah, the space.
The space. The ocean? The space ocean. Do we have one of those?
You don't know how the world works, do you?
Not really, no. So, another thing that sort of links into smartphones because, you know, you've got all your wonderful apps, your social media, your Twit space and Face Tweed and whatever.
Okay, you can stop.
Okay. It's trying to be funny. Minus 1 point for me.
What is this?
So, Facebook has crossed 2 billion monthly users.
Okay.
Here's David to explain.
The world has ended. Sorry. No. Facebook is it's as a lot of people say, it's a microphone for stupidity. By the way, if you haven't liked our Facebook page, please go do that. It's where we get the most views.
Yeah, it really is. It's quite strange.
Yeah, that's because you got friends.
Yeah.
Friend. Oh, I should have shared that last thing. That's fine. Never mind.
Concentrate on the task at hand, David.
Well, it's just like a piece of data. So Facebook is taking over the world.
So, what this means is that of all the people that are on the planet, there is a huge chunk of us.
More than a quarter.
More than a quarter of us every day.
Every month.
Every
least
month.
A month.
At least every month. Log on to our Facebook accounts and check what our friends are up to, what's trending news-wise. We follow celebrities, we follow sportsmen, we follow musicians, we find out about new technology. Everything is accessible through that app now and through that website. What Mark Zuckerberg has created is a monster of the modern times. And it's becoming more and more apparent, particularly in this last couple of weeks, about how Facebook and Google, to a certain extent, track you and monitor what you're doing to then advertise directly to you. For instance, I Googled about some Happy Socks, which is a brand in Sweden. They make some lovely, lovely pairs of socks that are in hideous bright colours, and now they do underwear as well, which I found out. And I was having a look at that. Now every advertisement I get on the Guardian website is about 30% off for Happy Socks. They know what you're doing and what you're looking at, and they will advertise to you.
Yeah, the problem is I often get advertisements for products that I already own, that I've just bought. So I go to buy something and be like, have you seen this microphone? It's like, I just bought that. Why do you know everything else, but you don't know that I purchased the bloody thing?
It's a very strange thing, and it's hard to escape. There is obfuscation methods that you can use, but are currently being removed from Google and things like that to stop tracking. But what can you do? These are multinational beasts that want your money, and now more than a quarter of the planet logs in every month. And
yay,
joy. So, thanks, Mark Zuckerberg. If you'd like to read more about the impact of Google and Facebook and the wonders of the internet, the monthly essay in Australia currently has an issue running about advertising and where all of the money goes and what they're doing with the information you provide. So if you'd like some more information, please go on to the monthly essay website and have a little bit of a download and have a bit of a read. Articles also crop up with the Saturday paper as well as the Age and the quarterly essays. So, David.
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Have you ever hit a kangaroo?
No. I've never hit anything with a car.
I didn't say with a car, but that's where I was getting to. So have you ever been in an accident with a kangaroo? It's not a fun experience.
I don't think so.
It's a particularly scary thing because you see them. You see them on the side of the road, but they are so unpredictable. So unpredictable. Now,
a goose.
How difficult is it? How difficult do you think it would be for a computer to predict these things?
Difficult at the start, but once you trained them up a little, should be fine. But at the moment, driverless cars aren't very... They don't understand kangaroos. It doesn't make sense to them. They're like, why is it bouncing? When it's in the air, it's far away. But when it lands, It's close.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Wow!
Currently, this problem is really baffling Volvo. Now, this is a car company that has been on the forefront of car technology for many, many years. These are the people that helped create the airbag, the seat belt. They have prided themselves on their ability to create safe vehicles for decades. And their driverless car system is very much confused by the Kangaroo.
Yeah. It's because it uses... All the sensors use... they use a lot of the shadows of objects to determine the distance if they're further away. So, yeah, what does it say here? We've noticed the Kangaroo being in mid-flight when it's in the air. It actually looks like it's further away, then it lands, and it looks closer. The Australian technical manager told the ABC.
So, pretty much the car's going to be confused by something that's going to be in the air. That's fine. But when you're driving a car, it should be on the ground. And it's such an Australian problem to have that that a driverless car can't predict a kangaroo, because we can't even predict them, to be honest. They're bastards of things to get around on the road. It's been an up and down week in automotive news. Volvo has announced within the last week that they will be moving to no car they produce by 2019 will be powered solely by a fossil fuel engine. All of their diesel and petrol engines will be accompanied by an electric motor, meaning every car Volvo make in 2019 will be a hybrid system.
And also by 2020, they wish to have no one killed or seriously injured in a new Volvo.
So this is fantastic news. What Volvo are doing and have been doing for the last decade in car technology has been fantastic. They announced that any fossil fuel engine that they would produce, I think it was 2 years ago, would not be bigger than a 3-cylinder. They don't think it necessary anymore to have any more than 3 cylinders. They're very correct in that.
Yeah.
And they are making the strides in technology that will become available to your tiny little Hyundai hatchback or your soon-to-be Vauxhall-developed Holden Astra and Cruise and everything like that. So it's great technology. On the other hand, Rolls-Royce announced this week that they do believe that the electric engine is the way forward in automotive propulsion. Great. They won't implement it until it has become as flawless, not as flawless, but as well manageable as what their petrol engines are, and they will not use hybrids in new Rolls-Royces until battery power can give the same mileage.
Yeah, it does pretty good mileage. It's just heavy.
Yeah.
Well, if you put it all at the bottom of the car, then, Teslas have a 5-star safety rating, so they're all right. But it's the charging is another thing.
It's the perennial problem that we've become so used to being able to fill a car full of fuel and know that we're going to get at least, 500, 600, 700 kilometers. In the case of a diesel, you can get about 1,000. That's great, and you can go so far without filling up. Most electric cars can only do, on average, about 250 kilometers. It's getting better. We know that Honda and Toyota can produce cars that run on hydrogen and get you that 600 kilometers on a tank of hydrogen that powers the electric motor. But battery power will get better. And if you're looking for a more affordable Tesla, the Model 3 rolled off the line today, the first production version.
And by more affordable, I mean it's still $35,000, but
they are not cheap cars by any stretch of the imagination.
They are, luxury.
Yes.
And the new Model 3, the first one has just been produced. Elon Musk has tweeted that shit out to the internet. Currently has 24,000 retweets and 76,000 likes.
The power of Twitter.
Power of Musk. Elon Musk.
So this is a great advancement. This is a car that's will be sitting in the C segment, which is the small car class. So it's going to be pitted against Ford Focuses. It's going to be pitted against Holden Astras. What else have we got in that segment? The Volkswagen Golf. It's around that size. It's what should be on every driveway for your modern family. It's a car big enough to carry everything. The problem I have with it is its looks.
It looks like a Ford Focus mashed with a Porsche.
It's not a pretty thing. My first response was that it looks like an angry cartoon frog. It's
a great description.
It's just so awkward. It's tried to take so many styling cues from different automotive manufacturers. To me, it looks also like a pudgy Aston Martin.
Yes.
It's just... Ugh. It's not a car I would feel comfortable pulling up to a party in. I think I'd be judged. And I'm judging it, so that doesn't help.
Just walk.
I would just walk.
And if your friends live out of town, get you friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Or just don't.
Just don't have friends.
Yeah.
Good option. But yeah, it's not a pretty thing.
Anyway, you can reserve one for £1,000 now. And you have an option. Yeah. And there's a question of how many would you like? And you have the choices of 1 and 2.
So you're gonna
limit to 2 per customer.
2 per customer.
Yeah. But I just like it. How many would you like?
The thing that worries me is
cars.
You can reserve it with a Visa or MasterCard.
Yeah. If you want to reserve your vehicle.
Or pay later by a wire transfer.
Yeah, boy.
It sort of reminds me of a couple of years ago when Smart, the company that's owned by Mercedes-Benz Daimler, allowed you to buy a smart car online with your credit card, and it would be delivered to your house. And the problem was that people would be drunk and get home and go, "Oh, I'm going to buy a smart car," and then 3 days.
Who the fuck does that?
There was numerous reports of people waking up 3 days later to a brand new car parked on the street, and then, in the case of Britain, about £12,000 poorer. Don't offer people the ability to buy cars online. It does not. I don't think it's a safe idea. Just leave that to the good old-fashioned dealership, okay?
Great.
It's one thing that doesn't need to advance onto the internet. Right, so you may remember a bit before David told me, no, leave that for later. David,
did I?
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember. I do remember that.
What's it doing, David? What's on your screen right now?
Okay, I will link this in the description because I think it's fantastic and just hilarious what some people have done.
Better.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. All right, let's tell you what it is. This is a website. It's a little sort of test thing some people did to do with machine learning and deep learning with image recognition and also, well, kind of drawing based from models. So on this website, you can select a model, and there's lots of different models. You got, for instance, a pig, a bicycle, a truck, a crab, an octopus, a bunch of stuff. It's like
at the bottom, there's everything.
Yeah, that one's very weird. It kept drawing a toothbrush on mine. A bear, anyway. And then it tells you to start drawing the model. So if I select the pig, it says start drawing pig. So I draw a circle and put 2 lines in it for the snout. And then the computer tries to draw the rest of it. And it does an okay job.
Sometimes. We're currently looking at what seemed to be a squashed teddy bear just then.
This one looks like it.
That was going okay.
Yeah, until it drew that weird leg thing.
Yeah. So, yeah, you draw a shape and it will then decide, in its infinite wisdom, to draw with it the model that you have chosen. It's really interesting to watch because what was the program that we were watching? There was something else about machine learning, or was that something I was watching by myself?
I don't know. That was the driverless car one.
Ah, yes.
Because they use machine learning.
Yeah. So, pretty much what's going on at the moment, and with automation, this is the next thing that we really have to deal with as humanity, is getting machines to recognize things by themselves, that means it has to learn things. And
It's pretty good at it.
yeah, it is pretty good at it. It's, it's only concentrating on one thing at a time. In this case, David set it to draw a pig. It's a bit hit and miss, but it's getting there.
Well, it is trained off people drawing pigs.
Yeah.
So on a computer
Think of
with
this,
a mouse.
Yeah. This is paint. This is automated paint. That's what this is.
Yeah.
And it's a good time waster, if anything. But, there are people in the UK that are currently building robots that they move its arms to do tasks, and it watches, but it doesn't remember exactly how to do it. And the thing that it's doing, like tying a knot, is moved somewhere different on the table. And then it has to figure out, with the relative knowledge, how to do the thing. And it did quite well, apart from the fact that it sort of forgot what hands were and kept dropping things every now and then.
Yeah.
And
so it's not like, let's say, if I draw a pig on this, and then it will try and replicate someone else's pig that it's drawn. It has an abstract model idea of what a pig is, and it just tries to draw that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it does a bunch of random stuff also.
So pretty much what
Because-
it's aiming to do, and David put this the other day, is that it will eventually get to the point where you could say to a computer, draw me a dog, and it will run through all of the information it has about dogs, from a Great Dane to a Chihuahua, and whatever it draws is the definition of a dog in its head.
Yeah, it'll be because if someone asks you to draw a dog, I mean that's fairly vague. There's no there's no just dog. You can't just draw dog. It's an idea. It's abstract. It's a concept. It doesn't.
No.
You can't dog.
For
If
us,
someone asks you to draw a corgi, you're like, yeah, you can.
yeah,
draw that.
they have distinguishing features. If somebody asked me to draw a dog, I'd just draw a circle with like a long head and some ears and some legs.
Looks like a horse.
Well, see, that's the thing. You get confused with the horse. If it's a cat, you draw a circle head.
A circle.
Because cats don't have longish faces. It's different.
So a
Dog's got
long-faced cat.
One of those weird hairless things. But
Yeah.
I don't consider them cats. I'd consider them wrong.
So deep learning is very cool, and part of the way it works is if you're doing image recognition, then there's a bunch of libraries out there that Google has created that crazy trained in recognizing what images are, and you can train them yourself. So say you have a bunch of pictures of flowers, you can separate them, you can classify them as different types of flowers. So you have like 100 images that are roses, and you tell your computer, your deep learning system, that these are roses, and it'll go through and look at all the features of the images, so all the pixels and what color they are and where they are. And you get a range of roses, and then you can get some tulips and some various other images. And then it'll take a while to train the computer, as it takes a while to train a person to recognize different flowers. They can't just do it, and they need a range of different images to look at to get the best idea of what a rose or a tulip look like. So the more data you have, and the more variety in the data, the better trained it will be. So if you have, let's say, 100 images of 5 different types of flowers, it could take like maybe 20 minutes for the computer, depending on how good your computer is, to train this little Google bot, deep learning robot, to recognize different types of flowers. And then you feed it an entirely new image, and you give it the challenge of going, what's this? What does this classify as? And it'll look through its magic box and be like, it's a banana. And you'll be like, wrong! That's not a flower! Because you trained it incorrectly. It's accidentally put pictures of bananas. You can train it entirely wrong. If you want.
Well, that's the thing.
You just put pictures of bananas.
You can
in
train
there.
children entirely wrong. It's the same things that they did in the 50s when
learning.
I'm trying to remember what book it was in and what subject I learned it for. I think it was sociology. But this guy had a child, but then trained the kid perfectly fine in everything else, but teaching the kid that red meant go and green meant stop. sent it out on the streets of New York, and at like 11 or 12 or something, looked at the lights and saw a red man and said, oh, well, that means I go. Walked out and got hit by a taxi and killed.
Nailed it.
So,
Great
it's
story.
not just computers you can train wrong, it's children as well.
Yeah.
I can't. I've been drawing flowers and a banana.
Why?
And now I can't draw children, so a stick figure will have to do. And spiky hair.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You need
it's
some
got a weird leg.
deep learning.
It's got polio.
Alright, we done?
I think we are done.
Alright, cool. And, there you go. Learning.
Lots of stuff about technology. So we admittedly, you can go now if you want. There is a little bit more. We admittedly are having a little bit of a rethink about what we're doing with this podcast, and it's become less and less about life in the UK because, to be perfectly bloody honest, it's very similar to what we do back home, to be honest. There's not a huge amount of cultural difference between the way Australians live and the way British people live.
Western world, yay.
Yeah. So we've decided, and we have been for a while now, just to talk about things that have interested us, whether it's in the news, whether it's been something we've seen on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. So, format's changed a little bit. You can also see our wonderful faces when we went to Wales. There's some videos up as well. On Facebook, David's doing a wonderful job editing. It is killing his soul, but that's fine.
There'll be like one more.
And then some bits and pieces will come out very, very soon. So, we're being productive.
I'm just watching the computer draw a pig. Let's change the model.
I'm still drawing because I have a pen.
I would like you to draw an owl. Clear. Loading owl model.
I think I got sunburned today.
Good.
You could be a
It's
little
taking
bit
too long to load.
You could be a little bit sympathetic.
Fuck this.
Anyway, goodbye.